December 22nd. Then Simeon blessed them and said to Mary, his mother, "This child is destined to cause the falling and rising of many in Israel, and to be a sign that will be spoken against, so that the thoughts of many hearts will be revealed, and a sword will pierce your own soul too." Luke 2:34 and 35. When Simeon took the baby Jesus in his arms and prophesied concerning who he was, Mary and Joseph marveled. But then Simeon shifted from praise to prophecy, and it was a sobering word. He only addressed Mary, probably because Joseph would not be there when these things happened. He died before Jesus turned 30 and started his public ministry. Simeon prophesied 3 things. First, people would fall or rise depending on how they responded to Jesus. Barnes writes, "The word fall here denotes misery, suffering, disappointment, or ruin. Many expected a temporal prince, and in this they were disappointed. They loved darkness rather than light, and rejected him and fell unto destruction. Many others would be made happy or be saved. Many of the poor and humble that were willing to receive him would obtain pardon of sin and peace, would rise from their sins and sorrows here, and finally ascend to eternal life. The same is true today. The true meaning and worth of our lives will depend on how we have responded to Jesus." Second, Jesus would face much opposition, but the purpose of it all would be to reveal what was hidden in people's hearts. Example, the hypocrisy of the religious leaders was exposed. Throughout his ministry, hearts were exposed. Through their opposition or through their acceptance of Jesus' radical claims, what was inside people's hearts was revealed. That's why the tax collectors, sinners, and prostitutes came flocking to him. Even though they were seen as sinners, their hearts were not as society thought them to be. The religious leaders who looked devout, on the other hand, well, their hearts were revealed as anything but. What does our response to Jesus reveal about our hearts? Third, finally, a most piercing word. Simeon told Mary that a sword would pierce her soul. Mary would also suffer, surely referring to seeing her firstborn on a cross. She would suffer when Jesus was persecuted, rejected, flogged, and crucified. She would suffer as his body lay in the tomb. Luke writes that Simeon blessed them. How on earth could this be a blessing? The blessing, of course, was to be in the center of God's will and purpose, to be used by him, even if it meant suffering, and to experience the joy that was to follow. Just like Mary, we are called to have our souls pierced in order that we may also experience his glory. Today's decree. Jesus is causing the rise and fall of everyone and revealing the thoughts of every heart.